Well, it didn't take Google long to respond to GPT-5.1 and all the other models that have been released recently, because they have released Gemini 3. So let me take you through a couple things so that you can see how you can access this model today. So this is the Google blog announcing it. We'll leave a link to this in the description. You can read through the whole blog post if you want. I will point out some of the finer points. This is just a message from the CEO basically announcing it. And they're releasing Gemini 3 Pro in a bunch of places, and they don't usually do this. So they're putting it in Google search. They are putting it in, let me see, in the Gemini app. They're putting it in AI Studio. They're putting it in Vertex AI. And then they have a new development platform called Google Antigravity that I'll show you the site at least in a second. But they're releasing Gemini 3 in all those areas. It's also, I believe, being released in Cursor if you code and use Cursor, and probably in some other places as well. Let's see, scrolling down, this is, of course, it's their most intelligent model to date. It's breaking all kinds of performance records and benchmarks. And let's see, if you're interested in the benchmarks, here's a closer look at some of it. You can pause on here. That is way too close, so I'll just keep it zoomed out. You can pause on here and look at all the different benchmarks that they actually run on here and have stats on. And like, this is Gemini 3 Pro here, and it doesn't win in every category, but it wins in most. It's like Claude Sonnet 4.5 is at the same level, and it wins here. But I mean, for almost everything, Gemini 3 Pro is ahead, and way ahead. The interesting one to me is this. It's Vending Bench 2. If you're not familiar with Vending Bench, it's basically an Anthropic, the company that makes Claude. It's their simulation of they set up a business, and they wanted to see how well Claude could run a business. And they had a vending machine, and they set it up in whichever Anthropic office so that the employees there could go and get whatever products. And I think it was sodas and other things. And then they gave Claude instructions to make a profit. So it could come up with different products. It had to order product. It had to keep everything stocked. It had to collect payments and just do everything associated with running a small business. And everything that I'd seen with Vending Bench had a Claude model basically winning, making the most money over a simulated period of time. And on here it has Claude Sonnet 4.5, and it makes about 3,800 after a simulated 12 months. And then Gemini 3 Pro is actually making 5,400. So it's beating Claude at Claude's own benchmark, which I think is interesting. But back to the post here, this one's interesting. So there's Gemini 3 Pro, and I think there's going to be a whole family of Gemini 3 models. Right now, they're releasing Pro first. There's also going to be a Gemini 3 Deep Think, which I don't know if it's a separate model or a different mode on the model. They're releasing it to I forgot what they call them. It's like certain testers right now, and then they're going to release it in Vertex. Give me 1 second. Let me find it here. Yeah, so Deep Think here, they're giving access to safety testers, and they're going to make it available to Google AI Ultra subscribers. I'm neither a safety tester nor an Ultra subscriber, so I don't have access to it yet, but it's supposed to be 3 Pro is already breaking records, and Deep Think is going to be another thing on top of Gemini 3 that's already breaking records, so we'll see how much better that is. And there's a bunch of other stuff in here. Again, you can read through it if you choose. I will move on. So this is the site for Antigravity. If you aren't a developer, if you don't write code, you probably won't care about this. You can skip to the next section. If you do care about it, it is basically a next generation IDE, like integrated development environment. It's supposed to compete with with Cursor, excuse me. And this is supposed to be an agent first IDE. You're supposed to be able to basically run multiple agents simultaneously, and then it will create different artifacts that you can review, and you basically become the manager of a bunch of agents. I haven't tried it yet. This is the site. It's just antigravity.google. And then you can download it here. I'll scroll to the bottom here. You can look at the pricing. Right now, the only thing that's available is a public preview individual plan, and it is $0 a month, so you can't really beat that. According to this, they're going to have a team plan and an enterprise plan, but right now it's just a public preview. And then again, if you go to the bottom of the page, you can see what most of us probably care about is just the docs. So you can look through all the details about it that they have published so far. I do think it's interesting that they have Windows 10, which isn't supported anymore, but it's probably just a typo. But you can go through the different docs and just see if that's interesting to you. Moving on, I will bring up AI Studio. So again, this is another developer platform. So again, if you're not a developer, you probably want to skip to the next section. But if you are a developer, you come into AI Studio, and we're in Playground here. And I mean, Gemini 3 Pro is right here. And then if you go over to the normal section on the right, the models are up at the top. Click here, and then you can see the pricing for Gemini 3 Pro Preview. If you use it within the AI Studio UI, it's free of charge. I'm sure there's a token limit. They always have one with the new models. But then if you use it through the API, like here's the pricing for the different levels depending on how many tokens you use. And again, if you're not a developer, this is going to be, if you're a regular like Gemini app or ChatGPT or whatever user, this is going to be way overkill and probably a lot of stuff that you've never heard or seen before. So I wouldn't recommend using it through here. This is the regular Google or Gemini app, where I would recommend using it if you're just a regular casual business user. Take note that you have to make sure that you're using thinking. And it's very subtly in here where it's like thinks through complex topics with 3 Pro. So that is Gemini 3 Pro. If you use fast, that is not Gemini 3 Pro yet. I believe there will be a fast model for Gemini 3, but right now it's only the Pro model. So just make sure that you're on thinking if you want to use Gemini 3 in here, and then just use it normally. Again, it's supposed to be quote unquote better. I think it really depends on your use cases, and you'll just have to get in here and just kind of play around with it and see if it's better for you. It's supposed to be more direct, less verbose, and it's supposed to be easier to set it up as a thinking partner. And again, there are just a bunch of other things that are put out there, but I don't think it really matters until you try it with your actual use case. So try that out and see. I've used it a little bit. I mean, it's pretty good. I don't have any issues with it yet. It's moving on. The other thing is this is just regular like Google.com, Google search. The new thing here is AI mode on the right-hand side. And this is, I mean, it's similar to other, whatever OpenAI's new browser is called, and Perplexity and Comet, and just even I think Opera and some other browsers that they've had an AI mode for a while. This is pretty similar to that. So you can type in whatever you want here, and then instead of getting regular search results, you will get an AI result. I think this is really geared more towards the people who don't use a Gemini app. So it's just like if you only use Google search, you don't have to go and find the Gemini app and see how to use it. You can just click it from Google search and then have the same experience in here. Just to show you what it looks like, what should I type in here? and it's asking what's the advantage of Google Antigravity compared to Cursor. I mean, why not? It's Google versus Google, so let's see what it says. And again, this is just regular google.com, so this is the AI answer instead of the search answer. And again, this looks a lot like Perplexity, where it's just like, here's the answer, here are some follow-up questions, here are some links on the side. And again, you can just go right to all, and then it goes to regular Google search for it. So it's another interesting way to just introduce people to Gemini 3. So yeah, I mean, it's in some more places, but I think that's a good introduction to just the new model and multiple ways that you can access it. So if you are a Google user or Gemini user, or you want to become one, you can look through the blog post if you want. Look through Antigravity, look at Google AI Studio. If you're a developer, look at the Gemini app, or look at Google Search AI mode and try out Gemini 3 Pro. And let me know what you think. Hopefully that was interesting for you, and we will see you in the next video.